Hello everyone, this is Justin from AIKO utility team. Originally, I plan to share you more the details regarding for how we calculate in financial model to competing with traditional modules. But since my colleague Max already explained a little bit, so I will quick and advance my sharing. So let's go to the next page. Personally, I joined AIKO 2 years ago, but for solar, already been 15 years. So I still remember when I do the sales, when I sell products, I think a question in my hand, like where I can find enough and big land for large scale projects. So if you remember, like 10 years ago, it's easily to find more land in China. We call it in Jiangsu, in even close to Shanghai. But if we back to Europe, definitely Germany, spend a lot of land. But in the future, if you see, it's really hard to find a big land to install gigawatt level projects. Right now in China, I'm not sure if you know, like most projects program will be located in the western part of China. We call it maybe Xinjiang, Mongolia, and also Gansu province. But in global terms, I think most desert area in Abu Dhabi, UAE, Saudi Arabia, so where we can install gigawatt level projects. But however, if you're also aware, recently in China and also in Asia region, also in Europe, many projects will be installed in floating, onshore, offshore projects. I think if you know, like recently, AIKO also awarded 600 megawatt floating project close to Shanghai. So it is for future large-scale projects install location. If you see, it is a trend where the future utility scale projects from. So I think it's quite easy to conclude two things. First, the cost of the land is high. Second, the geography is quite complicated. It's not easy to find big land to install gigawatt level projects. So we use this picture from Bloomberg. If you see details, we are using the fixed structure to see what's the LCOE cost. If you see in 2025, we put like 35 USD per megawatt hours. 15 years ago, it was 460. So today, almost 92% drop. But if you also see future, in the coming 2 years until 2030, it still have a little bit of trend to decrease. You know the LCE is mainly for two parts. One is for 30 years generation. The other part is for the first year capex investment and also the 29 years in O&M, OPEX cost. So if we back to the capex cost, you see like from the beginning, I think it's very high. Then today, we see like a user number like 46 all-in cost. So in the coming 5 years, it's quite stable. So if capex cost is stable and the generation is the same, how can LCE can be competitive? How we can contribute more to the society? So we see like a traditional module, we think we are talking utility. Everything is related to LCOE. We call the leverage cost of electricity. So it means like if you using the traditional products to your fix your design, I think topical module 22.8%. And also for the degradation, the second year to 30 years is like minus 0.45. It's a traditional one, definitely also including cold temperature coefficient. It's a traditional one, but for generation, I will share it later. So a quick question, like I raised up before. If the capex investment in the first year and also the O&M the same, generation, if we can more, definitely LCU lower. But people may ask me, No, AIKO modules pays higher. That's right, it's for module. But we call CapEx investment, including module, but also for cable, label. I still remember Francesco, he shared a presentation. I didn't check it. He do by himself. He mentioned, all in all, he can increase 1% IRR. Why he can do that? Label, cable, structure, everything. It's we called CapEx investment. Actually, it's based on the same budget. But we can save the other cost from only keep a module a little bit high. But we didn't share the coming 30 years for O&M. I'm not sure, like some part we have dust on the glass of the module. You see how often you clean the panels. Some big plants like keeping 3 months. Some projects they keeping 3 years. It's true. But it really impacted the production for 30 years. But for AIKO module, we have partial shading optimization. It means even dust, even bird jobs, it does impact your revenue. You check by your app, your production should be there. So all in all, the cost in CapEx and OpEx, actually, same CapEx competing traditional technology, but a lower OpEx cost. It we call the all you pay in 30 years. But 30 years for the generation. I didn't mention the degradation from second year to 30 years. It's AIKO BC is minus 0.35. In 30 years, we can save you 1% in degradation. It means 1% higher in generation. It's a lot. Definitely, we also saying in temperature coefficiency, which you can use in your design in PV syst. It also can help for the 30 years generation, especially for some scenario which have very hot location and temperature. So it will be called only technology, only innovative products really help to saving your money and raise the higher volume of the generation, but most of all, keeping the lowest LCE. So that's the secret. If everything is the same, only change your design using AIKO panels, you will have the lowest LCE. I already explained the details. So people are also asking, like today, many competitors, they're launching higher products, but still limited by technology. How AIKO can make it higher power, higher output? I think here, most of the people, you are quite professional in technology than me. So I think in 2 parts, one we call the zero bus bar. It's quite easy, already fully used in the market. The second we call the overlapping, widening. It's quite also increase the 10 watts power. So later I will share you. If you desire projects like 1 gigawatt today, what you are going to use in Power Beam for 2 years? Because today you design, next year for delivery, and 2027 is going to be your real life production. You have 2 years in preparation in advance. The second part we call the higher beneficialities. That part, I think inside of Europe, I think in Germany it's a fixed structure, but in Spain, in Italy, also in the other region, it's all based on truck solution, but also the same in Middle East. In Asia, most projects are based in truck solution. So truck solutions, beneficiality really improve a lot for your generation. Inside of AIKO team, we do the comparison between 75% beneficiality and 80% beneficiality. It can bring almost 1.7 euro cents per watt to customer side. It's almost like 3% based on your EPC cost. Definitely, the 80% not only talking by AIKO, it's already certified by third party too. Yeah. We also share you the certified pump file, so you can use it in your PV system for simulation. The second part, I also want to introduce you how we can bring more value to customer side. Since as I mentioned, we have a technology team, solution team that introduce you better. But the philosophy is quite easy. Same dimension, only higher power beam. So it means not impact design. Doesn't have any concerns for the key technology N-type. And only for lower degradation, lower degradation, better temperature coefficiency, and also higher beneficiality. It really helps a lot for your generation and also for your IR. I think it's more all in all, we just back to the lowest LCOE. I'm not sure if you see the recent news in Saudi Arabia as BBC6. Have you heard the 2 months ago, the tender price for electricity based on PV is almost USD, like 1.1, 1.2 USD cents per kilo hours. It's amazing number. Really. Think about 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it's 10 times. But right now, only 1 cent, you buy 1 kilo hours. So today in this room, everyone is contribute for the green society and also for greener earth. Because all of our efforts to make the world cleaner, but also to make the electricity affordable in Middle East, in Africa, in some countries still not be fully lighting world yet. So second part, as you mentioned, LCOE, we have some challenge in different scenario. We keep this grounding part as we starting the first Italian project. It's also based on this scenario to competing traditional technology. I will skip this one to the second part. Is a much more interesting part. Okay, it's a ground project. Internally, we can save BOS cost almost 3 cents, and also for lower LCOE, and also by the that part is quite a conservative number. We are inside of AIKO, we put a half cents, but you listen to the customer. Francesco mentioned, all in all, if we using all the technology together, he can save, increase 1% in IR. It's a real case study. What I want to sharing more is for floating part. As I mentioned in the beginning, the first page, scenario is difficult and complicated. More projects in floating, in agriculture PV, in desert area. In floating area, scenario, the cost is super high. In base of this one, we can save almost 3 cents and increase in 30 years power generation, almost 7% more. And I think for the LCOE, you can see, we can easily reduce 5% from 48 to 46. So definitely for floating scenario, it's a really best scenario for BC technology, where our panels have a microcrack resistant function. It's when we have the wind and the waves, it's easy to break the panel inside. You cannot see it by eyes, but you can test by ER machine, and really impact for 30 years generation. So, and definitely for some bird jobs, not easy to clean. All in all, we are the best solution for floating projects. I want sharing, it's not only for floating. For any projects, you have a very high BOS cost. You have very high all-in cost, and you want to have better IRR. If your board don't approve your purchase by the lower IRR, try to think about upgrade a solution using BC technology. Maybe 1% can change its projects if we do it or quit. So last year I was joining BPV in Zhuhai. At that time, everyone talking about the BC is best and only for residential. and commercial. I agree, but not fully convincible. 1 year later, today, you see all the projects we are doing, AIKO did. The first one we did in Bosnia, 63 megawatt already in operation. And Francisco also mentioned Italy 46 megawatt also going to be connected to grid. Then we also have 300 megawatt in Greece. It's done. We also have a 220 megawatt in Africa. I think we also have Africa customer to be here. It's all your efforts and the contribution. Definitely, I will also share you more, like in China, like definitely 400 megawatt. We also award like a gigawatt level for Datang Group. We also win like 600 megawatt for biggest floating projects close to Shanghai. Definitely in Asia Pacific, 170. In Nordic region, 130 megawatt. So next year, if you come back to today, I will share you the real video how the ABC panel benefits to the customer, and we can also benefits to ourselves. So last page I want to sharing. The future roadmap is what customer care more, and I also want to give you a little bit page idea. What is the AIKO panel? Today we are delivering 660. It's in delivery, but next year we are aiming for 20 watts higher. It's reasonable because we put 5 watts per quarter, and you see we are using different technology, overlapping, widening, and inside we change some surface structure, all can greatly improve the efficiency. And definitely, we also have the second products for 24, 65 times 1303. It's a little bit longer, I think only a little bit longer, but same wise. So we can achieve today, say 775, and also for launch next year, 800 watts. Again, if you have any doubts in your projects, on your doubts for financial return, on the doubts for LCE, think about the upgrade module solution. I think we can have a really good result. And what I want sharing, also I'll discuss with the team. Like today, what we are doing is going to convert more solar energy to electricity. And we can make the LCE more compatible. And I think we are do everything to contribution to a greener world. Okay? Thank you, everyone.